Hi, the Collective. My name is Aruna from All Change by the Minute Video Time. Again, okay? What I got, you cannot live with someone who is automatically doomed. Whoa. Yeah, you just cannot, okay? Because, again, we're talking about timelines, okay? And timeline means when you are not aligned with the person you are in a situation with. It doesn't matter what kind of situation, okay? Friends, family, co-workers, it doesn't matter what it is, you are automatically doomed when your energy is vibing higher than the others one. Again, no discrimination, okay? But that is just how it works in the spiritual realms, okay? Yeah. So when they are doomed, you are blessed. Oh my God. When they are doomed, you are blessed. And we rather not say that, okay? But it is the truth, because you will see the difference, even though we don't want to see the difference, okay? It is there. It is there in front of your eyes. It is there because when you are connecting with your own energy, okay? I heard a magnet, okay? Yeah. Again, the energy that you are carrying is just like a magnet, okay? Polar opposites. I'm getting it, okay? Polar opposites, okay? Even though sometimes polar opposites can attract, okay? But in this case, not, okay? They're automatically doomed, okay? Yeah. And you're not, okay? Yeah. And we all want to have blessings in our life, okay? But it is also a choice, by choice, okay? Yeah. By attracting the things that you attract with a positive mind. Yeah. Because again, you cannot attract positive things with a negative mind. No, you just cannot. Okay. No. And I also heard tumultuous. Yeah. Very tumultuous. Okay. Yeah. And now I heard highly dependable. Okay. Highly dependable. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes maybe you are in that energy of being highly dependable on someone else, okay? But it's not there anymore. That's not the energy that I'm getting, okay? It's their energy, okay? And it's doomed, okay? Yeah, yeah, doomed, yeah. Carrying negativity, I heard, yeah. Because it is doomed. And again, it's sad. But the energy that they are carrying by choice, okay, by choice, by their mind, okay, it's doomed. It's doomed. When we are not saving ourselves, okay, man, yeah. When you are not loving yourself, you actually also are doomed, okay, yeah. Even though being the nicest of the nicest of the nicest person, it is just doomed energy, okay. Not by knowledge, maybe, and not by wisdom, but knowing through going within and seeing that in someone else, okay, yeah, someone else who is vibing high, okay, because those are the people, okay, let's talk about people. Yeah, also take that as an example, okay. Do not carry the weight on your shoulder. I'm hearing. Do not. I need to type that one down, okay. Do not carry the weight on your shoulder of someone else's life, or they doomed themselves. Yeah. You cannot live with those people. And I know it. I had it with my family. I had that in relationships. Okay. I had. That's why I know. Okay. I know. And even though it will take decades of, especially family, okay, decades to release them, okay, with love, of course. Yeah. But knowing who you are and or what you are going to be, okay? Because what you are going to be, it is already there. But you need to grab it, okay? But you need to grab it. And you need to also, again, grasp, okay? You need to understand who you are. Yeah, totally doomed. Yeah. I pulled out my shadow work cards, okay? Yeah. I don't like the fonts on the card, but who am I? I am who I am. Shame, see? Embrace your flaws. They're a part of your unique story, okay? Yeah. But again, do not be ashamed, never, okay? I'm not liking these kind of words, okay? Shame. But I need to do the reading, okay? It's shame. People are feeling ashamed, okay, while looking in a mirror and who they are, okay? And again, it doesn't matter who they are, but do not be ashamed of who you are. I know people wanted me to be ashamed of who I am, okay? Who I am. Yeah. Not the person who I was back then, okay? But even then, people felt my energy, okay? I know that. Even though I didn't know what and who I was, okay? Yeah, back then. But people felt my energy, okay? I know that, yeah. And I know already back then that I was different. But did I felt any shame? No shame, okay? No. Because again, going and growing through the changes, okay, as it was coming, yeah. So never be ashamed of the lessons I'm hearing, okay? Because again, take everything, all the obstacles as lessons, okay? Yeah. And then embrace these lessons, okay? Because it will help you to grow more and more, okay? In your life's achievement, okay? Yeah. Again, they are a part of your story, okay? Of your storyline, okay? Yeah. And people who are not aligned with who you are now, okay? Yeah. They will never align with you because you are elevating and elevating more and more and more. So you cannot raise track, I heard. No. It isn't possible, okay? Yeah. For them to come onto your level, okay? That is what I mean. For them to come onto your level. And we all want to be, I heard again, shameless, okay? Yeah. But that is something different, okay? That is something different, okay? Shameless. They were harming you. Shameless behavior. That is what I'm getting, okay? Shameless harming, shameless. Yeah. Wow. Okay, yeah. People need to be focusing on themselves, okay, on their own life, okay? Total focus, okay? Yes. And not wearing that mask anymore, okay? Because too much of a mask, okay? Too much of a mask. And don't mind my eyes, okay? Again, the flu, okay? Yeah. Don't mind. But the mask, on and off and on and off and on and off, okay? Yeah. Shape-shifting energy, okay? You can shapeshift in a good way, okay? But you can also shapeshift in a bad way, okay? In a bad way. And in a bad way is when people are wanting to shame on you, to be shamed, okay? You to be shamed, okay? Yeah. So again, shame on you, for you to be different, okay? No, that's not how it works, people. No, totally not. No. And I'm totally in that energy, okay? Yeah, they're doomed, okay? And now, look at a card, okay? Now they have regret, okay? No. Don't have regrets. Don't be ashamed of who you are, okay? Because that is what society wants from you, okay? Yeah. The past cannot be changed, but the future still is in your hand, okay? Okay, in your hands. Yeah, and look at the clock, okay? Yeah. But as I was talking about it yesterday's reading, okay, the pace, okay. So yeah, even though timing, we're talking about timing, okay. We need to be in the right timing, okay, divine timing. Yeah. So let them regret, okay, for letting you pass by. Because again, God is the one who is protecting you, okay, yeah. Your energy, your supply, yeah. And maybe you, at one point, you thought that people were rejecting you, okay? That you couldn't understand your own energy, okay? And I heard again flaws, okay? Yeah, you thought again, yeah, that's what I'm getting. that it was your flaw, okay? But no. When God is reversing everything, okay, the whole world, yeah, it is in his hands, okay? Yeah, again, we got the whole world in our hands, okay? Yeah, we got the whole world, yeah. So do not have regret, okay? Especially with not with the kind of people who are doomed, okay? Yeah. It's not being nasty towards them. It's them needing to learn who they are from the inside, okay? And they need to be digging deep, so deep, okay? Because it's too much darkness. Yeah, darkness, okay? Yeah, buried, okay, in darkness, okay? And that's why they cannot think straight, okay? Yeah, that's why it's doomed energy, okay? Just like cursed. I'm sorry, banana. Cursed energy, okay? Cursed, yeah. And they will be making, yeah, that is the weight on the shoulder. Oh my God, yeah. That is the weight on the shoulder, okay? Cursed energy, yeah. I need to type that one down. Yeah. It's all cursed energy, okay? That then you will feel, because when you are not having a heavy shoulder anymore, feeling light as a feather, okay? It's not cursed anymore, okay? Yeah. Yeah. I heard blood, yeah. Cursed blood, yeah. And they want you to be ashamed of who you are. They want you to regret of the choices, the right choices that you are making. No, it's not about them. It was never about them. It was always about you. Yeah. And again, no negativity in my readings. Okay. No, but I need to do this reading. Okay. Yeah. But again, it's about you, okay? And I know, and I ask God, always attracting positive people, okay? Yeah, yeah, living their life, wanting to learn, wanting to grow, okay? Not the kind of people who are regretting and bullying and being ashamed of themselves because they are too much, yeah, again, cursed, okay? And, I had deep regret. Whoa. Yeah, in deep regret. They are in deep regret, okay, about how you are living your life, okay? Yeah, your wonderful, yeah, life. And even though, okay, at one point I didn't have the money, okay? No money, okay? But still, it was me and my child, okay? And so fucking happy. Even though lawsuit over here, a lawsuit over there, you don't want to know, okay? You don't want to know. But pulling it through, okay? Just pulling it through and believing in yourself, okay? And even though and believing in myself was, I know that I need to end a project, okay? Ending all these projects, what God and me, myself, and people, okay? Putting you through, okay? That is what I'm meaning. So again, there are deep in regret, okay? There are people in your life, again, there are people in your life who are in deep regret, yeah, for the person that you are becoming, okay? Yeah, already is there, yeah. And again, I heard minding. They need to be minding their own business, okay? Yeah, yeah. And they need to be mindful about the things, okay, that they were wanting, the negative things, okay, for you in your life, because they don't have it, okay? Yeah. Everybody can have abundance in their life, okay? Everybody has choices in their life, yeah. And when people are not making the right choice, okay, yeah, it's gone, okay? Yeah, maybe gone with the wind, but it doesn't matter. It's their doomed life, okay? Yeah, not yours, okay? Yeah, they're being cursed, okay? Yeah, they're cursing themselves, okay? It's not God cursing them, okay? No, they're cursing themselves without any knowledge of them. Yeah, I'm sorry, my nose, okay? Yeah, without their knowledge, okay? They are doing themselves, okay? Yeah, totally, yeah, yeah. And wrongfully, I'm hearing, okay? Yeah. And every time you were thinking, okay, these people will change, okay? No, not everybody can change. And not everybody has the ability to change, okay? Take that on from me, okay? No. No, it's not all wonderful. Okay, no. And people thinking, oh my gosh, the person is blessed. Okay, they have a wonderful life. No, they're not knowing the things that you have been doing from within. Okay, no, they're just not knowing. No, that's why. Maybe they are seeing it now. I'm not sure how, but they're seeing it. Okay, they're feeling it and they're regretting it. That's what I heard again. They are fully in deep regret. Okay, yeah, that's why. Yeah. You cannot live a life with someone who is automatically doomed. Okay, yeah, maybe in this lifetime. Okay, but again, I know everything is about a choice. Okay, everything. Okay, who you and what you are is about a choice. Okay, and when people again are not making the right choice to love themselves first. Okay, to create boundaries. Okay, yeah, passion ignited. I heard. Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure, okay? My eyes, my eyes. Again, they want you to be fully in full regret, okay? Instead of going and being emotion, okay? They are seeing, okay? Emotionless, not you, the other ones, okay? Not you. People who are not good with their emotion, okay? They need to learn that, okay? They need to learn that. And some will do and some won't, okay? Yeah. 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 Tumultuous. Yeah. Talking about tumultuous. Yeah. Lord, have mercy. Yeah. On you. Okay. Yeah. Suppression. Express. Don't suppress. Authenticity is freeing. Okay. And again, the emotion, what I was talking about, everything is about emotion. Okay. And people don't want to be vulnerable in their own life. Okay. And thinking, yeah, they don't have to be. Yeah, talking about their emotions, okay, especially men, okay. Again, yeah, take it how it resonates, okay, but especially men. I know women does that also, but again, okay, especially men, okay, yeah, because they are not good with their emotions, not always, okay, yeah, most of them are not, okay, yeah, and some are, because I know men who are good with their emotions, okay, yeah, yeah. But suppressing, that means you are suppressing, okay, yeah, your who you are from the inside out, okay? And when you are going inside, you will be learning who you are more and more and deeper and deeper and deeper, okay? And when you are going inside, okay, and that's why not feeling ashamed, do not have regret of those people being in your life, okay? Because the moment that you are, that is negativity thinking, okay? Having regrets, okay? Being, yeah, and I get that, okay? I get that, even though I didn't have that, okay? But I get it, okay? I get it, yeah. Do not be ashamed of who you are. Do not be ashamed of your light. Do not be ashamed of your gifts, okay? Do not be ashamed, yeah. No, because this is who you are, okay? Yeah. And not suppressing, okay? Yeah. Look at the landscape of this card, okay? Yeah. And as I'm taking a good look now, okay? Not a good look, but yeah, my eyes went to it. It gives me a mirror, okay? Yeah. From above and down under, okay? Mirror, mirror, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Because you were taking a good look in the mirror, okay? And the other ones, that's why, again, they are doomed, okay? They are doomed, okay? Because, again, it's all about them, 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 them. Yeah, as long as they are happy through you without doing the inner work, okay? Yeah, it's good. But the moment that you are leaving these kind of people, okay? Whoa, yeah. You are the one who needs to be in regret. You are the one who needs to be in shame, okay? Yeah. Instead of them, yeah, shaming on them. How, okay? And how, yeah. Yeah. One more card. Obsession, okay, one more, no, I heard another one. Yeah, obsession, release the chains of thought and free your mind. Yeah, that's what you need to do. And that is what every person needs to do on this planet, okay? But not everybody's doing that, okay? Yeah. And that's why the dividing of the earth, okay, yeah. Yeah. It's simple as it is, okay? And that's why people obsess over your energy, okay? And look at the ripple effect, okay? Yeah, on the card, okay? You're standing in the middle and your energy is the ripple effect, okay? That's why the people are in deep, in deep, in deep regret, okay? Of losing you. Whoa, yeah. Yeah. They need to be ashamed of themselves, okay? Yeah. For not letting be who you are. Yeah. And that is you being different, okay? One more card. Yeah. Yeah. Anger. Because they have anger issues, okay? Yeah. Use its fire to transform, not to destroy, okay? Yeah. And it's for both, okay? Yeah. I know anger is an emotion. Yeah. And when you are not in touch with your emotions, okay, anger will come out, yeah, with a lot, yeah, fire, explosion, not in a good way, okay, that's the anger, okay, bursting, it's inside and want to come out, okay, yeah, and that's why learn to not to regret, learn to not to be ashamed of who you are, okay, but learn to fight for, yeah, everybody's right, okay, even the nasty ones, okay, even the doomed ones, okay, they can learn even, but they are so much in the darkness, they buried themselves so much in the darkness, and they wanted to bury you with them, okay, yeah, no, it's light, okay, even though they did their best, but you have your light, okay, yeah, and you used your light, okay? You used your fire, okay? Yeah. Yeah, you used your passion, okay? For it to reignite, okay? To wanting more out of life, to grow in your life, yeah. To be you, to love yourself more, okay? And on a manner, my Lord, yeah. That no one can touch you, yeah. Again, use its fire to transform, not to destroy, okay? Yeah. It's all about transformation, okay? It's all about transformation. Yeah, nothing more. Yeah, because again, there are no endings, okay? There are only transformations, okay? Thank you for being back, okay? Until next time, until next reading, okay? Whoa, my eyes. Love you all. Peace be with you, okay? Bye-bye.